total darkness. You could not close your eyes tight enough to see the darkness that I see today. I see absolutely nothing.
How's everyone today?
My son and I had a covey of quail going up an old abandoned fence row out in western Texas. And as we had that covey scattered up the fence row, my son was over to my right about 25 yards. I yelled over at him to tell him, I said, son, I'm going on up the fence row. And he yelled back, okay. Well, a lot of people come up to me after I get through speaking and say that by you talking about hunting, we hunt so much, or fishing or boating or whatever off the job, and that we just never really thought about the safety aspect of it, of getting hurt off the job. How many times have we been in safety meetings and been at work and we tell our employees, make sure you communicate. Make sure people know where you're located. And I just told my son I was going on up the fence row. And the quail got up, and they've got a mind of their own. Instead of going that way, they decided to go back where they come from. Where do you think my son thought I'd say? He thought I went on up the fence row. Not seeing me standing over there in that brush, he turned and shot me in the face with a 12-gauge shotgun. And I went from uncorrected 20/20 vision to lights out, just like that. And I collapsed down on the ground, and I'll never forget hearing my son busting through that brush yelling, oh my God, Daddy, what have I done? When I realized that there were so many people, the nurse told me that there were so many people outside supporting my family, that's when it just really come to me that it's not just about me, that this accident didn't just affect myself, it affected my family, my friends, my co-workers, everyone. We was meeting with the doctors, and he said, man, I'm sorry. And I said, hey, you've done the best you can. And my wife had to ask that question that, you know, was one of those wife questions, motherly type questions. She said, Doc, if my husband would have had safety glasses on, would it have blinded him? Without hesitation, he said, no, Miss Crow, it would not have blinded him. He said any type of good eyewear this day and time would have reflected those BBs off of his eyes, and it would not have blinded him. I worked at a lignite-fired power plant. And the very first day that I arrived, they issued us 3 things: a hard hat, safety glasses, and hearing protection. Safety glasses. I wore them religiously for 26 years without any problems. But you know, my problem was, I wore them out at the plant, but I never would wear them when I went home. Because if anything was ever going to happen to me, it was going to happen at work. It would never happen away from work. Why? Because we talk about safety at work, so it must be the only place it's dangerous. Right? Wrong. I was able to apply for Leader Dog for the blind. We went to the facility, and I was walking down the sidewalk with Rudy, and he stopped. So I just turned around and I said, hey, instructor, I said, what's he stopping for? She said, that little puddle of water in the sidewalk. She said, you know, he doesn't know for sure if that water's this deep or that deep, so don't take the chance. And that's when it clicked with me. I said, oh man. I said, they can teach a dog in 1 year of training, don't take chances. And I went to 26 years of safety meetings and walk outside and roll the dice, hoping it didn't come up snake eyes. At first, after the accident, several people asked me, would I tell my story? And I said, no. One day, my wife said something to me that really got right next to me. She said, you know, if you could tell your story and you could save one family the grief that we've had to go through, wouldn't it be worth it? And when she said that to me, I said, I'll do it. I'll do it. I speak from the heart. I speak the language they understand. I'm not trying to speak over their head. I'm just trying to relay a message that what happens to people like myself not only affects the person that happened to, but it affects, you know, everyone, your family, your friends, your co-workers, everyone around you. I told this one guy I worked with at the power plant, it would just tear me up if I was to do something that got someone else outside hurt. So just because You are not the one that has the accident does not mean that you might not be involved in it. I would never tell anyone that it was a good thing that I was blinded. I'd love to have my eyesight back, but I have to go on and live. I have to live life to the fullest. Right now, I'm blind, but you know, we just can't give up. You just cannot give up and quit, because that wouldn't be right to yourself, and it wouldn't be right to your family to just give it up. And so I'll never give up. Thank y'all so much.